That's crazy.
Seems interesting.
Also, Shenmue.
Oh, yes.
Oh, right. Yeah. You watched someone play through all of Shenmue.
In a month.
Sorry.
There were a couple marathon days of like 7 hours of Shenmue in a day.
Man.
Yeah.
That's
Poor
the,
souls.
That's the best way to
I remember
play that.
you guys were getting down to it the last couple days, and we were like doing planning stuff, and
Yeah.
you're like, you guys were like, we can't do anything else today. We have to play all of this Shenmue.
Well, one of the days it was.
Also, if you missed our PAX panel,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the
or
site.
have not looked at the website.
yeah,
Yes.
we are doing a new endurance run.
Yes,
Yeah.
Vinny is playing Shenmue for the first time.
Or should we say did?
Yeah, it did.
It's all recorded. Yeah,
It's all in the
going
can.
up. So that's going up every
weekday. Yeah.
Yeah, and also memberships are on sale
Hey.
right now for the next couple of weeks. So if you're a new subscriber, I think you get it for $29.99. You can renew for $35. That'll be on for a couple of weeks if you want to sign up and check it out.
Yeah.
GiantBomb.com. There's a news story on the
Yes.
front page about it, but I think it's giantbomb.com/upgrade. I think we'll get you there directly.
Yep.
Yeah, check it out.
Excellent.
I loved that. Like, I was the only one of the three that had beaten the game before. I beat it back in the day when it came out, and I liked it a lot back then. That said, if I was playing
Because
for the
you were
first time
dumb.
now, I was dumb and young. No, actually, back then, I will defend Shenmue in like 99, 2000. It did some really cool things. It was more ambitious than I could really handle.
Yep.
In a lot of ways, it was ahead of its time.
It was.
Yeah.
Hey, I might have an experience in the snow. You might have it in the rain.
Wow.
Hey, you see that store? You can
Wow.
walk in there. You see that arcade game? You can play that arcade game.
Good Lord.
These were crazy
I don't
concepts
want
back
spoilers for this endurance run
then. I did love it
because I
like,
never saw the end of that game. So
Oh, okay. I won't spoil the ending.
Yeah.
That is something I definitely remember from back then. But
I never beat it either. I think I ran out of money on capsule toys within the first hour.
Well,
and I'm like,
Anyson
well,
gives you an
I don't
allowance.
want to do anything else now. So
well, everyone knows about the forklift stuff. And during one of our marathon days, I knew going in that like he was starting the forklift stuff on one of these days where he had to play like 7 hours. And if anyone's played it, there are a lot of days working that forklift. And like every day is the same of like, oh, wake up, do the forklift race, move boxes until lunch.
It's like
run
you're really
around.
there.
Oh,
Like
see,
you're
I
really
love that.
living that guy's life.
It felt like real life. You have to work jobs and do menial tasks in real life.
Sure.
It made it feel real.
All right, hang on. Londi?
Yeah, that's the bad guy, Londi. He kills your dad.
And I'm looking for some sailors. That's it. That's all I got. That's the extent of my
Sailors thing-
Shenmue knowledge.
I think it's weird that people bring up the sailors thing all the time. That's one minor.
Is it not as big a thing
no,
as...
it's totally not a big thing.
I mean,
it's like there's like one
That is
small segment
the
of
opening
game,
line
but yeah.
for anybody that wants to talk flippantly.
I mean,
about Shenmue.
early in the game, yeah, you have to find some sailors at some point, but then you find them at a bar, and it's like, all right, that's it.
I think everyone got to that point and said, "This game's garbage. I'm going to stop playing."
That's the only shared experience.
Well, here's the great thing about this endurance run.
No,
is
I
that-
don't want to. I don't know.
It's
if I
not
want-
spoiler.
Okay,
It's
all
not
right,
spoiler. It's that it's just very obvious from the beginning, from the stuff that's already on the site, that Shenmue is not the game Vinny thought it was. I think he thought it was
sounds
some like
good.
fucking Jade Empire, like action
Oh,
adventure,
wow.
kung fu
No,
epic, where like,
yeah.
you're
Man.
leveling up and like it's fucking
No,
not.
it's super not that game.
Man.
So- and just the slow realization that Vinny has as he plays more of it and sees what this game is really fun to watch.
I'm looking forward to our audience and myself all having the same knowledge about Shenmue.
Yeah, okay.
and like what it actually is and where it sort of fits in video games. Because I think until now, it's certainly for me, I had always heard stories about it, but don't really know
Yeah,
what that thing is.
it's the
And now we all will,
it's
for
the
better
thing
or worse.
that they started doing and spent a ton of money doing it, and then eventually, I think a lot of them started making the Yakuza games, which are pretty widely regarded as like the refined, better version of those concepts.
That makes
Not
me
to say
think
that those games are good either, but there you go.
I think I should probably try the Yakuza games. I was assigned to review one of them at Game Informer when I first started, and I had no idea what the story was or anything. So it was like Yakuza 3 on PS3 or something.
Yeah.
And I started, I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea how to
Those
play
games
it.
are kind of daunting. I mean, Shenmue is in its own way too, but like the Yakuza games are like especially daunting if you don't really know what is going on. Like there's a fucking lot.
Some part of me wants to start from the beginning and see what that series is all about. As someone who liked Shenmue but felt a little lost jumping into 3.
There's like
6 of them.
6 of them plus some
plus
side
Zero
games
and
like the weird zombie game,
thing, yeah.
which is kind of bad from what I remember. I don't know.
But
We'll
still
see.
fun.
But 6
still,
has
like,
Virtua
fun in a
Fighter
weird
5
way.
final tuned in it somewhere. for
See?
you to play, so,
Yeah, there you go. Dan, I think you could totally get into it. If you go into it with the right mindset, I think you could knock it out.
Well, I'm going to bug Vinny about
You fucking
doing...
like you fight tigers and shit in that game. Like it's fucked up. Like that
There's some weird
on
cool
paper
shit
there
going
are
on.
things in those games that I think speak to you very
Okay.
directly.
Okay, I'm going to bug Vinny about checking out Shenmue 2 at some point because I have not seen that game.
Yeah.
And if we go through that, I could see myself wanting to check out Yakuza.
What was the progression with 2? When that came out on the original
Xbox
and
the
Dreamcast.
European
Wait, it also?
Dreamcast.
And Dreamcast, it only came out in the and Japan.
Yeah,
no kidding.
yeah.
But like that version of the game, I want to say never got localized into English, but maybe the Xbox One did.
I don't know if they ever did VO.
I think they
I'm
might
not
have.
sure.
I feel like they may have done. I mean, because it came out in Europe, so they obviously did like a text translation. But
Text at least, yeah.
I don't know either. But I want to say that there are English voices for Shenmue 2 because I want to say people hacked the Dreamcast version to put those voices into it.
Okay.
At some point.
I heard a lot of stuff was actually cut out.
I'm guessing.
Yeah,
the
I
US
forget.
version.
I forget.
I'm
but-
guessing their ambitions were a little more limited for 2.
Well, the original series was going to be a 16-part
Yeah,
epic.
so I was going to ask, like, how many chapters are you up to through the first one?
one.
I
but
mean,
I think
the entirety of the first game is part 1 of 16.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought their whole
But then-
thing was
but
each
then-
game would have like a handful of the chapters.
that was Shenmue 2 when they were
Oh,
like, oh, actually,
we're gonna have to hurry this up a little bit.
yeah.
But 2 is like parts 2, 4, and 5 or something. So
That's ridiculous.
Okay, great.
So who knows
All right.
what 3 is going to be. But yeah, I want to see this all through.
Yeah, I guess you guys will be primed for some Shenmue 3 coverage.
3
Yes.
and 6 through 16.
if and when that game ever
Right.
comes out.
Yeah. So yeah, keep an eye on the site for that over the coming month or so.
Yes.
There's some fun stuff in there for sure.
Excellent. Good stuff. Jeff,
Hello.
hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
Oh, not much.
Cool.
Yeah, just I'm very. My throat is unfucking happy.
Yeah.
Coming off of PAX.
Yeah.
A lot of yelling, a lot of loud talking. It's very uncool over here.
Yes.